So one of my personal favorite changes that was added in the latest Repentance patch was the change to Bleed. So before, Bleed was a status effect that was all but useless. It barely did any damage, it didn't really provide any sort of bonus to getting it, and items like Mom's Razor and Backstabber just kinda didn't have a place. So Bleed does what it always does. When you inflict an enemy with Bleed, it'll slowly take damage until it dies. Now that is obviously just poison and fire and every status effect in the game pretty much, but now it does have a unique property that makes it pretty good. So if we spawn something like this Pooter here and we inflict him with Bleed, you're gonna notice that he's bleeding, but he's kind of just fine. He doesn't really take much damage. He's not going to do much, really. He's just going to exist there and technically bleed, but not really take any damage at all. However, if we get something that moves faster, say a leech, and we just snag it with Mom's Razor, you'll notice that very quickly it dies, and it even leaves creep behind. So how the new bleed works is that depending on the enemy's movement speed, it'll take more damage from bleed than the slower one. So that Pooter, he barely moves at all, which is why he wasn't leaving any creep. He wasn't really taking any damage. But that leech who moves really fast across the room, he died almost instantly. So once again, if we just get this leech over here and have him touch Mom's Razor, he will leave a lot of creep and die pretty quickly. While this is not the most useful status effect in the world, it is actually pretty solid now. It's not great, you're not going to see Mom's Razor and be like, wow, this is the best item in the game, but it does block projectiles and make enemies leave creep and deals decent damage to fast ones. And on top of that, bleed can now be inflicted with bosses. So someone like Baby Plum will take a decent amount of damage. It's not the fastest boss in the world, but if we can get it to do its like really fast attack, it might even take some actually sizable damage. Alright, so there it is, going pretty fast. Now the bleed effect did add quickly, but as you saw there, the damage started going up a little faster. Obviously, like every status effect, once you inflict a boss with it, it's not going to last much longer for the second time. It's not the best option in the world, and also, basic Isaac problem, that damage is actually pretty nice. I'm not going to lie, I hadn't tested that yet. That was just bleed damage from Mom's Razor, which can just go to show you that, is it the most optimal thing in the world to use? No, especially against bosses, since the bleed effect doesn't last very long. Like you saw there, we touch your no bleed anyway. It's not the most optimal thing in the world to use, but like, it's pretty damn good when it's good, right? And is that all the time? No, but it's still a lot better than before, where if you had Mom's Razor doing that damage before, you'd be, I just need to, yeah, okay, we'll take it. You need to realize the step up it took. It's not the best item in the game, but that's not the point. The point is to make it usable and good, and Backstabber has the same effects, by the way. Anything that gets bled from that will also do the same thing, where they leave creep and they take actual pretty sizable damage for high-speed enemies. It's naturally not going to be very useful against things like Isaac, Blue Baby, Mega Satan, but not every item is, right? This is just a nice item that, when you get it, you'll be like, hey, I block tears now, and I deal some damage, and that's all you really need. Yeah, genuinely super happy about this. I almost like it as much as the Camo Undies change. Almost, not quite, but it is really good, and these items were genuinely useful, so it's great to see them being changed like this. But anyway, that's going to be all. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you please, and I'll see you next time.